Hi, it's Nadia. In winter, nothing more satisfying to enjoy a bowl of keto beef noodle soup, a hearty dish in a low-carb version, giving you an energy boost and a full day satiety. Let's get into it with ingredients, preparation, and cooking process. I'll further explain and share some tips to better a keto version. First, I have green onions, ginger, and garlic. These three are simple yet phenomenal, the trinity and the main aromatics in many Asian cuisines. Dishes made with them feel like home to me. And red chilies if you like a bit of spicy kick. For preparation, chopping is totally up to you. If in the end you would discard them, just put them in a paper spice bag or a cloth pouch for use. I like them all in my soup. So I have garlic skin peeled, the clove shape kept, ginger sliced, green onions chopped for two different uses. The middle and the white part are to braise. The green part is for garnish. And red chili, it's also optional to deseed it or not. I have half deseeded and half remained in this recipe. Then the most important ingredient, the meat. I have 600 grams, about 1.3 pounds of beef short ribs. Short ribs are full of fat and tendons, best for slow cooking dishes. Basically, chopping and browning the meat is going to make the soup exceptional. There's one more step to make it winning like a champion. It is blanching the meat. The tip is to start with cold water, add some ginger slices, put the meat in. Medium heat. With a lid on, bring it to a boil. As you can see, blood and the impurities of meat will be removed. It takes less than 15 minutes to blanch the meat. Once it comes to a boil, take the meat out and let it cool down. You can further rinse it with hot water, and your final product of soup is going to be elegantly clear. The blanching liquid can be discarded or further filtered as beef broth. Then chop the meat in the size you like. I prefer the 1 bite size, around 4 centimeters or 1.5 inches dicey chunks. If you cut the meat before blanching or browning, make sure you cut it a bit larger than the size you want. You will get shrinkage when cooked. Then to level up the soup flavor, some dried aromatics are crucial. I have 2 bay leaves, 1 star anise, 1 cinnamon stick, 1 teaspoon of citron peppercorns, 1 teaspoon of black peppercorns, and a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. I'll toast them first and put them in a paper spice bag, making my own aromatics pouch. Be sure to use low heat to prevent burning. Dried aromatics can be added more or less. Every family recipe has its own emphasis. Then the condiments, selected specifically for keto recipe purpose. I have 8 tablespoons of sugarless soy sauce, 4 tablespoons of rice wine, though it made by rice. Its carb and sugar content is 0. 2 tablespoons of oil of your choice. I use my go-to olive oil. 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Traditional recipes use ketchup and a broad bean paste called doubanjiang. However, most store-bought products are full of sugar, so I substitute with tomato paste. It turns out beautifully in terms of flavor and color. 1 teaspoon of monk fruit sweetener. This is to substitute brown sugar or rock sugar. 1/8 teaspoon of white pepper. And salt to your taste. Now we start to make the soup. In an enamel cast iron cocotte, starting with cold pot and cold oil. Sauté the Trinity aromatics. I highly recommend a cast iron pot to make this dish. I am able to low heat sauté fresh aromatics without fear of burning. Once the wonderful smell drains the whole kitchen, crown the meat. As you can see, this dish put high regards on meat. Blanching, browning, and later processing, we are going to make it super delicious. Actually, with some salt and pepper, the beef is already great. Sauté red chilies. Add all the condiments in. Meat, put back in, coat it with the sauce. White pepper in, boost the flavor. And it's time to add hot liquid. Ratio of hot liquid to meat is 2:1 or 3:1, medium heat. Bring it to a boil. Add the dried aromatics pouch. Turn down to low heat. Put the lid on. Let it simmer for 2 hours. Then the soup is done. I normally have it sit overnight to cool completely. You'll see why the next day. Extra beef fat can be saved for later use, not discarded. The beef fat is full of the aroma of both dried and fresh aromatics we used. Super delicious and very keto. Bring it to a boil again. Or portion it for meal prep. Kept in the container and stored in the freezer. I like my beef noodle soup served with vegetables. I have 3 stems of bok choy, 2 tomatoes, 3 stems of coriander. These side dish-like or garnish-like ingredients are optional. Just be sure to wash it clean. Coriander is necessary in my household. It brings a sense of freshness in soup richness. And of course, tomato is another must-have. In some recipes, tomato is put and simmered from the very beginning. I'm very particular with tomatoes, unless it's added in a salad dish. I prefer tomatoes skinless and seedless in a hot soupy dish. So I prepare tomatoes with one more step. I blanch tomatoes, also bok choy, before use. I only use tomato pulp. The rest are saved in a paper spice bag for other recipes to make a simple tomato broth. Again, I use konjac noodles to replace the regular wheat-made noodles. Konjac noodles are known with a funky smell before use, so I rinse it with running water and soak it with distilled vinegar for 5 minutes. Like in a ramen shop, everything is ready to assemble a bowl of keto beef noodle soup. I use a smaller enamel cast iron cocotte to make a single serving. Start with cold pot, cold oil, and cold beef fat. Add green onions, as much as you like. Add 1 to 2 teaspoons of sugarless soy sauce, and some soup. Add konjac noodles, stir fry, and let it soakingly cook for 5 minutes. The originally plain noodles will be coated in flavors, better incorporated with the soup later. Let's assemble the whole. Some garlic in. It will melt in your mouth like creamy cheese. Some meat. And soup. Tomatoes. Bok choy. Corianders. And green onions. More bok choy. Arrange the whole in your desired ways of presentation. Put the lid on. And 2 more minutes, you are going to enjoy a heavenly journey of winter happiness. Ta-da! A wonderful bowl, or say pot, of keto beef noodle soup. It would be awesome if you were here eating this with me. The beef is beautifully cooked. Inside is soft and juicy. Outside is shiny with brown color. Konjac noodles are no less than any wheat-made noodles, and the soup clear with stunning amber color. Tomato, freshly just cooked. I ate the whole pot, enjoyed a wonderful winter treat. Recipe of this keto beef noodle soup is very flexible. Weight of meat and liquid used is highly adjustable. Meat weight can be ranged from 6 to 1200 grams, or approximately 1.5 to 3 pounds. Choices of meat can be beef short ribs, beef shank, beef tendons, or any other tougher cuts. Liquid weight is 2 to 3 times of meat weight. Be sure to use hot liquid to make the soup, cold liquid to blanch the meat. Choices of liquid can be beef stock, vegetable stock, bone broth, or just plain water. Within the weight range above, meat and liquid can use the same amount of the following fresh aromatics, dried aromatics, and condiments listed. And with garnish or not, what garnish choices you like, it is even more optional. Bok choy, tomatoes, and corianders are all my favorites. Other leafy greens or broccoli are also good keto choices. I'm very happy to have my original and traditional family recipe modified into keto version. Ingredients with loads of sugar such as apples, red carrots, brown sugar, ordinary soy sauce, ketchup, broad bean paste, 豆瓣酱, wheat-made noodles are all removed, and flavor of this keto version is actually very good. I wish you enjoy this video and always know that you are cherished and blessed. Thank you for your watching and considering to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Take care.